La Isla de las Munecas can be found in the Xochimilco canals in Mexico. The Xochimilco canals have legends of their own. During the day, the canals literally buzz with activity. The canals will be brightly colored by the many so-called trajineros, boats, and flower, fruit and vegetable merchants. That's why they are called floating gardens. But after dark, locals avoid these waters. They say evil and demonic creatures lurk under the surface. Most feared are the nahuales, dark entities who can disguise themselves as animals such as fish and black leopards. They wait beneath the surface to take the lives and souls of unexpected travelers. Other dark entities that are said to haunt the waters are entities that can change into black-eyed little girls. They try to lure their victims into the water to drown them. Victims of these entities are never found. Another spirit who roams the grounds near the canals is that of La Llorona. This is a woman who is in desperate search of her children. Legend says she killed her own children first, but now cries and weeps for them. Locals fear the canals at nighttime and don't feel comfortable talking about them. Thousands of dead Aztecs. These ghostly legends find their origins in the past, when the Spanish conqueror Hernán Cortés visited this Aztec land. His first visit was friendly. He even got a tour around the area. But when he returned from Spain the second time, he returned with an army. He slaughtered everyone who was in the way and plundered villages. He wiped out most of the Aztec population. More than 30,000 bodies were dumped into these canals. This probably opened a paranormal pathway, allowing the evil entities to travel from their dimension into ours. In the middle of these canals, a small island can be found. The owner of this little floating island was a man named Julian Santana Barrera. He was leading a peaceful and isolated life until he found a small girl in the water near his island. He tried to pull the child out of the water, but it was too late. The poor child died in his arms. Julian never really got over this traumatic event. Just a few days after Julian found the little girl, he got another scare. He thought another girl was drowning at the exact same spot. But when he took a closer look, he saw that it was just a doll. Because the doll was floating at the same spot, he was convinced the doll was sent by the little girl. He even believed the girl's soul was inside of it. So, to honor the girl, he gently took the doll out of the water and hung it in a tree. Not nearly enough. Poor Julian couldn't handle the fact that he hadn't been able to save the girl's life. One single doll just wasn't enough to keep her happy. So, Julian started collecting old, broken dolls and gave them a place in that tree as well. Shortly, he had collected so many dolls that they didn't fit in the tree anymore. So he started decorating his entire island with them. As if dolls aren't creepy enough, the weather conditions, jungle creatures and vegetation started taking over the dolls. Their eyes turned milky white, or simply disappeared, leaving a black hole. Their hair got tangled with huge cobwebs and limbs would come off. Black mold would eat its way into their faces, turning them into creatures from hell. Haunted dolls. Many believe the dolls are inhabited by ghosts and not just the one from the little girl. Some have seen the dolls move their heads, wink and even talk. This happened when Zach Bagans and his Ghost Adventures crew visited this eerie island. One of the dolls started talking with its mechanical voice. It had clearly been up there for many years, so the batteries must have been dead for a while. Oh creeps, another reason to hate dolls, to make things even more creepy than they already were. Julian Santana Barrera died from drowning at the exact same spot in the canal as the girl did in 2001. Do you think he was a victim of the nahuales? And does his spirit now live inside a doll, as well? After his death, the island was open to the public. Would you be brave enough to visit the island? The Island of the Dolls, Spanish, La Isla de las Munecas, is a chinampa of the Laguna de Tequila located in the channels of Xochimilco, south of the center of Mexico City, Mexico. It is notable for the multitude of dolls of various styles and colors that can be found throughout the island. Local legends surround the dolls and the island's reclusive former owner, Don Julian Santana Barrera, making the island a popular destination for dark tourism. 1. History. Dolls seen from the lake. In the mid-20th century, Barrera began to collect dolls and hang them around the small island. The island gained notoriety in 1943 when Mexican director Emilio Fernandez used it as the location of the film Maria Candelaria, 2. After Barrera's death in 2001, his family opened the island to the public as a tourist attraction. In addition to the hundreds of dolls, the grounds host 3 huts, and a small museum with articles from local newspapers about both the island and the previous owner. In the one-room hut Barrera slept in, the first doll Barrera collected is displayed, as well as Augustina, his favorite doll, 4, 5, 6. The island of the dolls is accessible to the public via gondola-like boats referred to as trajineras. 7. Most rowers are willing to transport people to the island, but there are those who refuse out of superstition. 8. The journey often includes a tour of the ecological area, Aguilote Museum, Apodlaco Canal, Techuilo Lagoon, and Lorona Island. 9. Legend. Barrera is said to have either come across the body of a girl floating in the canals or failed to save her from drowning. 10. 11. The next day, Barrera found a doll drifting down the canal. Believing it belonged to the girl, he hung the doll from a tree in her memory and as a talisman to ward off evil spirits. It is sometimes claimed that Barrera found a second doll in the canal the next day. 6. 11. It is speculated that after her death the young girl's spirit haunted the island, and to appease her Barrera began scouring the trash and trading produce from his garden in exchange for more dolls. 12. Evidence of the girl's existence has yet to be reported. 12. In 2001, Barrera's nephew came to the island to help his uncle. As they fished in the canal, Barrera, then 80, sang passionately, claiming that mermaids in the water were calling for him. The nephew left briefly, and upon his return found Barrera lifeless, face down in the canal, in the same spot where the girl was said to have drowned. 12. 13. Since the island became open to the public, there have been reports of the dolls moving their heads, arms, and opening their eyes. Visitors also claim to have heard the dolls whispering to each other. 14. Visitors occasionally place offerings around the dolls in exchange for miracles and blessings. Some change the dolls' clothes and maintain the island as a form of worship. 15. Oldest doll in the Isla de las Munecas, in Xochimilco, Mexico City. In media. The town has been featured on the Travel Channel show Ghost Adventures, 16, and the Amazon Prime show Lore. It was also featured on BuzzFeed Unsolved, where host Shane Madej, a firm skeptic of the paranormal, jokingly asserted that he believes the legends about the island. 17. The island was also used for the episode Estas son las Mananitas, Season 1, Episode 10. Of the Spanish TV comedy Nosotros los Guapos for Televisa, where the main characters Vitor and Albertano are left behind on the island by an irritated Dona Cuca, and as night falls, they are rescued by the local emergency crews and end up on the news. In 2020, Josh Gates's researchers, Phil Torres and Jessica Chobot, did an episode for the show Expedition X at the location with paranormal investigator Jason Hawes of the show Ghost Hunters. 18. The premiere episode, Season 1, Episode 1, December 1, 2023, of The Unbelievable with Dan Aykroyd on the History Channel, US, features the island. The 8th case of the 7th installment of the Facebook video game criminal case, subtitled Supernatural Investigations, features the island as its main setting. The island also was shown on YouTuber Sam and Colby, where they tried getting Augustina, the doll of protection, to protect them from the evil spirits, leaving her offerings. The boys also did a ritual where they believe La Llorona had joined them alongside Don Julian.